Welcome to another episode of Epic Gamer Dad Game Reviews. On today's review, we'll be taking a look at Tony Hawk Pro Skater on the Nintendo 64. Tony Hawk was released on August 31st, 1999. It was developed by Activision and Neversoft. It was ported to the Nintendo 64 by a company called Edge of Reality. This company would later merge with Activision. This port was released on May 2000, almost a full year later. This started a year-wait trend for Nintendo owners for the next releases of the Tony Hawk games. In the 90s, skateboarding was all the craze, more popular amongst the teens than Teeny Beanie Babies. After Tony Hawk landed the 900, it set his name in stone as one of the greatest skateboarders of all time. It set the stage for skateboarding and skateboarders alike, as well as setting one of the greatest moments in skateboarding history. The talk of the town was that Tony had been looking for a game development company to partner with in developing a game. Tony had been talking with Midway, relatively known for their work at the time for NFL Blitz and Rush 2. He was also talking with Underground Development, which was in partnership with Rockstar Games. They later made Thrasher, another skateboarder game. After Activision gave a very desirable rough draft to Tony, sparks of love started to fly. And you know what was born from that? The greatest skateboarding franchise of all time. After you slap your cartridge in, you are greeted with the chime of some electric guitar magic. Instantly, you are thrown into Skaterland. The Nintendo 64 has very noticeable differences from its counterpart on the PlayStation. I will be talking about those differences as they arise through this review. The first notable difference between the two is the intro video. Well, on the N64, there is no intro video. It's all in-game rendering for their cutscenes. Once you press start, you're greeted with a very nice startup menu. The first option is career mode. This is where most of us spent a majority of our time. Career mode is the main campaign where you choose a character, you traverse through 6 standard levels, 2 tournament levels, a hidden level. There's also hidden characters in the game and lots of unlockables. The level objectives are represented with movie tapes that you need to collect to move on to the next level. You have multiplayer mode, which has 3 feature game types. Graffiti, which is like King of the Hill. The more points you have in a certain part of the map, the harder it is to take that area back. The person with the most paint on the deck is the winner. Then you have Trick Attack. It's an all-out head-to-head 2-minute deathmatch to see who can get the most points. Then you have Horse. If I need to explain what that is, we can't be friends. Okay, fine, I like Friends. It's a trick for trick style game that the higher point per trick is the winner. The other person collects a letter if they do not out-trick their opponent. You can make your own custom words. Let your imagination run wild. There's also the selection for single session, which is a 2-minute point match that has preset high scores to beat. Then there's Free Skate, and that is unlimited time to practice on each level. If you like this video, one way you can help is like, share, and subscribe to my channel. That helps out a lot. On the Nintendo 64, I would say the game is a little easier because, well, there's less objectives to get. It's kind of a hit on the game. You gotta look at it like this. The game is really all about collecting tapes and doing mad crazy combos. And when you take away something that the game is designed to do and or achieve to play, it feels like you're getting shorted. My first experience to this game was through my brother. He had a PlayStation, so a lot of my memories playing this game was from playing Tony Hawk on the PlayStation. Even picking up this game for the first time on the Nintendo 64 in over 2.5 decades, I instantly noticed things were missing. And to be honest with you, I felt some slight disappointment. It's moments like these where PlayStation had a one-up on Nintendo. You can really see the limitations in the memory that Nintendo had. But even with those limitations, if they would have had higher memory, especially in the cartridges, they would have been able to do so much more, and I believe that Nintendo would have absolutely destroyed the competition. I still think that cartridge check was the way to go for the time. Way better load times, and could just simply do more than discs as far as graphic limitations went at the time. Sitting here playing this game, I can't help to think that the graphical improvements over the PlayStation actually may outweigh the limitations and shortcomings, even though others will argue that statement. As most of you know, discs had the cinematic cutscenes, and often better sound. And Nintendo learned from their competitors, and you can see the great improvements they made in their next-gen console, the GameCube. At this time, I would like to take a quick break to share with you one of our partners. Hey, are you frustrated with the education system? Is your child struggling because they are an overachiever, have special needs, or anything in between? Have you been looking for and searching everywhere for the answer and have found nothing? Well, look no further, because we're the answer. Self-education is the smart way to educate. SCU, because it works. You can find all the information you need for SCU Works in the description box below. Now, back to our video. Tony Hawk Pro Skater was turned down for the N64 version. Of course, the Nintendo had the family-friendly view. There was no blood, selective soundtracks, and a more modest female character development. Yes, there are less soundtracks on the N64 version, but what was ported was done extremely well. The audio sounds amazing, probably one of the best sounding games on the console next to South Park. The gameplay, as far as physics concerned, are spot on, and they're actually really fun to play. Even though you are kind of superhuman on the skateboard, you can really do some awesome stunts. And I think that go big, go bad, over the top kind of feel of the game is what made the game so much fun. I remember spending hours playing this game on the PlayStation, and then going out and trying to do some awesome tricks as well. Thinking we were pros when we hit that 50-50 grind on an 8-inch curb. I spent years skateboarding, and this game just fueled the passion. Today, having it on the Nintendo 64, even though it's missing some pizzazz from the cinematics and lack of soundtracks, it still feels like Tony Hawk. Once you get over what it doesn't have and just start playing the game, it's a solid game. I played today with my kids and crushed them in all of its old school goodness, and we have a blast. Someday, when I get a copy of Tony Hawk on the PlayStation, I'll do a side-by-side review, and I'll have my kids give the final verdict on that one. Until then, I'm going to have to give this game a solid 4.5 out of 5. It would make it to the 5-star status, but it just doesn't measure up to its counterpart, even with better visuals. With all that being said, Tony Hawk is among the funnest sports games out there. It really was a wonderful title that now brings wonderful nostalgic feelings. Because of that, this game is a nostalgic legend. Thank you so much for taking another time to watch an episode of Epic Gamer Dad Game Reviews. So once again, I just want to say thank you to Austin for donating Tony Hawk to me. Giving me the ability to do these reviews is super huge and awesome. I really enjoy doing this stuff. Another way you guys could really help is hit that like and subscribe button. I would really like to hit 100 subscribers before January 2023. But if you're interested in what I'm doing and want to be a part of it, there is contact links in the description box below. So once again, thank you for being a part of everything that is Epic Gamer Dad. God bless you and have a great day.